Hey, dear viewers, this is Mustasan Faruqi, the guy who is trying to serve you in different subjects. And today, again, I will be giving you a short lecture on motivation. Remember, motivation is the motor, as I explained in my last lecture. Motivation is the motor to control your organism, to make your organism function, to make your spirit develop. Motivation plays such an important role. Do not forget it. So for the motivation, today I'm going to give you quite a few tips. For example, there is a big phrase from this great leader from United States of America, a great nation, Ronald Reagan. He inspires his crowd, his people, with such a beautiful line of words. It's so amazing, and you should listen to it properly and give it a second thought and know what great nations and how great people motivate their own people. Ronald Reagan, the ex-president of United States, he said, "America is too big to have the small dreams." Can you imagine the power of this line? How he is educating his people. America is too big to have small dreams. This was the guy. Now I give you the example of Mr. Duterte from Philippines, one of the greatest men who has inspired me to the point I became his fan. And I found him one of the greatest motivator. This is number 2. Rodrigo Duterte from Philippines, who is the current president of Philippines, and how he finished the problems of drug in his own country, because his people were getting sick and it was getting into the system of their society, in their schools, in their universities, in their organizations, and the nation was becoming slow and addict to this evil, which is called drug. Say no to drugs. What he did when he was the mayor, he made a debt squad, and he tried to finish all the groups being the part of the frontal part of the death squad, and he finished the gangs one by one while he was the mayor of the city for 8 years. And he became so beloved because he finished the drug from Manila. You cannot transport a gram of drug in Manila because your penalty is death. Look at the part of motivation this great leader has given to its own nation. Finished that, and his public elected him unanimous as the president. The opposition parties, the other people, they just decided not to fight against him. They said, "Sir," and up front, "Sir," in the front, "we are all going to follow you. You're one of the greatest men Philippines has ever had, and we want you to be the president of Philippines." And this is the way he became the president of Philippines, unanimously, without any opposition, because opposition sat down in his favor. We should learn, being Pakistani, from these examples, how to motivate our people and how to make the right decisions. The third one, I give you the example of Maozetung, one of the greatest leaders who has inspired me all my life. Maozetung, what he did to his nation, the rule of equality. I know we are talking about the leftist, about the socialism, about the communism, but that system they brought in, that system made their psychology for 50 to 60 to 70 years, and they got few things great out of that. They gave the law and the respect to all these Chinese nations what could be the respect of the fellow man, what could be the equal behavior, equal rights to the fellow man. Once a United States press people went to interview him, and he was sitting in a shack just with his underpants, and the heat was so much, he was sweating, and it was just a shack. And he was the chairman of his party, chairman of China party, Mr. Maozetung. They asked, "Sir, you are such a big leader, and you don't have a system to cool you off. How can you build China?" He said, "We do believe in the equal rights of the people, and the equal rights tells us to follow the pattern and the justice." He brought them the slip for the fan which was going to be delivered by the nation. The fan to Mr. Maozetung, he was in the list of the government, and he said, this slip has a number. When this number will come, when I will be the guy in the queue to get the fan with this number, I will get my fan and I will cool off. So that's the way he slapped on the system of capitalism, anarchy, and so many other bad and evil systems around the world, which I too believe in equality. People must have equal rights, and they should be given the equal opportunity. Doesn't matter, you can grow the capital, but do it with honesty, with the thought of great leader like Mao Zedong. One more example of this, for our leaders, to motivate his own people, they made so many canals for irrigation channels in China, maybe more than 2,000, just by digging it with the normal equipment by hand. They dig it with a normal equipment which can be used to open the earth and make a channel. And that was done with the spirit of Mao Zedong, because he went to every town and he said, we are going to build this channel for water, and we don't have resources for the machinery. We all have to dig this channel and build it by ourselves. He went with them from town to town, and there are more than 1,000 subsidiaries, and there are more than 1,000 distributaries of water for irrigation system in China, which was hand done, not the machine, by the power of the people. So these are the examples how a nation could be motivated, and what can you learn from such a great leaders from all around the world. There are so many examples, but today I'll leave you with these three examples, and at last but not the least, Mr. Muhammad Ayub Khan, our own president, one of the greatest leaders Pakistan has ever had during its independence, was Ayub Khan. He was the builder of Pakistan, and he would have made the country, but unfortunate decision of the nation throw him out. He has to resign, and that was the bad luck of this nation, to lose such a sincere man like Field Marshal Muhammad Ayub Khan. I have given about his thoughts and his work and his progress for Pakistan in my other lectures, but I mentioned him. Pakistan needed a leader like Ayub Khan. Not so many leaders, so many so-called leaders. What you see today, we don't need them, because their spirit is almost dead. These are not the people who are going to motivate Pakistan, or the young crowd of Pakistan, or our kids, or our children, or our women. It's just a mixture of vultures. I'm using this word. We should be ashamed of our knowledge and our wisdom. We're so ignorant. We don't know how to pick up a good leader. We are always deceived. And this is a hit on your spirit, on your motivation, on your economic system, on your social system. And you are just lost. So to motivate you, these lectures on motivation will continue, and there are so many to come. watch and subscribe, and do not miss my program, because we are working on something. There's a goal behind it. Thank you very much. Pakistan Zindabad, world Zindabad, everybody Zindabad. Thank you very much. I love you.